So at this point, we have learned two different forms of a line. And the first one we learned was slope-intercept form. So that was y equals mx plus b. And for this form, you need two things in order to write down this equation or graph it. You need a slope, which is m, and you need a y-intercept, which is b. The other form of the line, which we learned over the past few days, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And this one is called the point slope form. And for this one, if we want to fill in the information on this, we need the slope, which is m, and we need a point from our line, which we're going to call x1, comma, y1. So that's what you need for each of these lines. So whenever you're asked to write an equation on a line, if they don't tell you which one to use, always try to use this one first. Try to use y equals mx plus b. If you're able to figure out the slope, that's great. And if you have the y-intercept, that's also great. But if you do not have the y-intercept, then we need to go over to the other one, because we probably have a point from the line. That's what we're going to use. So let's take a look at a problem. This is from your homework from Friday, October 31st, Halloween. This is due over the weekend, due Monday, November 3rd. So they want you to write this equation in point slope form. So remember, always start with the general form. If you don't, you're going to make a mistake. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So this 3 is x1, this negative 4 is y1, and m equals 6. So I'm just plugging those in. Y minus negative 4 equals 6 times x minus 3. I can simplify this. Y minus negative 4 is y plus 4 equals 6 parentheses x minus 3. And that's it. If they ask for point slope form, you're done. This is point slope form. But if you want to take this further, you want to solve this or put it into slope-intercept form, you can, because we can simplify this equation even further. We can take this 6 and distribute it through the parentheses, so y plus 4 equals 6x minus 18. And to get the y by itself, we need to do minus 4, y equals 6x minus 22. And now that is in slope intercept form. So by doing the point slope form, you can leave it like that, but some people don't like looking at it like that. They don't really know how to pull the information from that. You can simplify it even further. You can go from here to here and put it into slope-intercept form by getting the y by itself. All right, let's look at another problem. So this is number 5 from the homework. They give you 2 points, and they want you to write the equation of a line. So remember, the first thing you should always try is to use y equals mx plus b. So for this one, I need a slope, and I need a y-intercept. Well, I'm giving us 2 points. Well, we can figure out the slope from that. We know a very easy formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So just plug in my values. 5 minus 0 over 3 minus 0 equals 5 over 3. So now I have my slope. Can I figure out my y-intercept? That's what I need to ask myself. Well, remember that the y-intercept is when the x equals 0. And we have that right here. Here's my x value, x equals 0. So then this must be my y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b, 5 over 3x plus 0, or y equals 5 over 3x. The question, though, if we read the directions, which I did not, said write an equation for the line in point slope form, then rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. So I skipped a step. I just went straight to slope-intercept form. Let's write it in the other form. Let's write it in point-slope form. So here's my 2 points. I already figured out that my slope is 5 over 3. So y minus 1 equals slope times x minus x1. So let's pick a point. Let's use this one. Y minus 5 equals 5 over 3, x minus 3. And then that's point slope form, so this is one of the 2 answers. Now to convert this into slope intercept form, we have to distribute. Y minus 5 equals 5 over 3x minus 5. Add 5 to both sides to get the y by itself. Y equals 5 over 3x. And that's exactly the same thing. So now it's in slope-intercept form. Let's do it one more time using the other point, because here's a second point we could have chose. Y minus 0 equals the slope times x minus 0. There's the point-slope form. Now let's convert it into slope-intercept form. So now we have y minus 0 equals 5 over 3x. 5 over 3 times 0 is minus 0 again. We don't need the zeros. Y equals 5 over 3x. Slope-intercept form. Done. So let's just look at one more equation. I want to look at why we use point-slope formula. So let me just get rid of this. We're not going to use that. Okay, so let's say we're given the equation y minus 4 equals 2 times x plus 3. What do I know just by looking at it? Just by looking at this, I already know that m equals 2. Because in this form, that's where the slope goes. I also know one of the coordinates. Remember that this is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So since it's y minus y1, and we have a y minus 4, positive 4 must be our y value. And on this side, since it's x minus x1, but we have a plus, then our x value must be a negative 3. Because x minus negative 3 is the same thing as x plus 3. So our x value has to be a negative 3, because we need a minus 3. So just by looking at this equation, I know my slope is 2, and I know a point, negative 3, 4. And then I can use this equation to write the slope-intercept form. So I distribute the 2. Y minus 4 equals 2x plus 6. Add 4 to both sides to get the y by itself. Y equals 2x plus 10. So now you can graph it from here. You could have graphed it right from here. Anything that helps you. Both forms are acceptable unless the question specifically asks for one of the forms. So hopefully this helps, and you can do your homework, and you'll come in with questions to ask.